Everything that is about Russia and Putin is always very dangerous. And I can tell you that since, especially yesterday, I feel very nervous as a human, as Ukrainian politician, because it looks like there is some progress, but we don't know the details of that possible progress. We need a ceasefire. We need to end war. But we do acknowledge that it's not possible to do over one night. If there is any possibility to negotiate with Russia, it can be done only through that countries, leaders that Putin can talk to. In this case, it's Trump. What will be the final deal? We don't know. And this is where I'm very, very nervous, because for Ukrainians, of course, we will demand historical justice in any way. And it's not a question for one day that can be resolved. And that's very deep and painful topic.
So possibly talking about, well, certainly a ceasefire before those details would be worked out. Concerns, of course, that President Trump, keen to get a deal, to be able to say that a deal has been done, would have the patience for that.
Well, I think that we must have patience for that. But very hard to trust that Russia will accept any kind of deal. But from what I've just seen from the leaked resources, there was already a comment from a Russian person around Putin who said that Russia actually liked the proposal of Witkov, which actually says that it's not a peace, but rather a ceasefire. And Russia is ready to discuss this. I think that's important to acknowledge that it's progress, and we have to move with that progress. And President Zelensky said it not vaguely, but very clear. We have to move towards the end of the war.
We saw President Trump yesterday, Wednesday, announce those 25% tariffs on India, specifically because it continues to buy Russian oil. Now, President Zelensky himself has said that Russia will not move towards serious discussions on peace unless there is a financial penalty. Is that one particular sanction or additional tariff on India going to be enough to move these discussions on? Or do you think that President Trump needs to follow through with more sanctions, if not on Russia directly, then on its trading partners?
I did a lot of work in the Council of Europe on the question of the effectiveness of sanctions. And I can tell you that sanctions can be very effective. They really can isolate Russia, but it's not the only tool that must be used. Imposing sanctions on India or any other country that might have this trade with Russia, I think is a very good idea, because Russia will suffer economically a lot from that. So I absolutely agree that financially we need to put pressure not only on Russia, but also on those big countries that have this trade with Russia.